How do all? What is it, Friday, isn't it? Yeah. Already, it's Friday. Anyway, right. Part 4 of the Phantom build was the cockpit. So I got to show you how to do the cockpit panels, but none of you have seen it because I didn't realise that I'd put it on private. But when I look back across the video after I downloaded it to YouTube, there's a conversation between me and my mate at the end of it, which really is nothing to do with any of you lot. So I've got to somehow work out how I can edit it to cut it off or just leave it in. All it is it's right at the very end. All it was doing was just showing you how to put the panels in the cockpit, and then basically just giving them a flat varnish. That's all I was doing. But the main part of that video is I don't use decals. I normally just paint my cockpits. But in this one, I've used the decals, and I just showed you how I got them on, and all the rest of it. So I somebody at my front door doing those. Anyway, so what it is so that and so that was it. So to bring you up to date, when I find out how to cut the end of that off or just music over it with something, we're at this stage. These tanks aren't stuck on, the noses are stuck on. The glass I've had to set because this middle piece, although I've put it on there, this front piece looks a bit shallow on this side. So it's a little bit small, but it doesn't really matter too much, probably because I'd have them open anyway, just to show the pit off. The tail isn't glued on. I've had to go with a couple of the colours, the grey and the dark green, and I've got a little bit of an idea of how I'm going to, line things up. Now, amazingly, out of the two, so my other one, be it the one that I did a bit of weathering on, this one. So this is the Golf. The Golf one? Oh, I don't know. Spangdahlem one. So this is the Spangdahlem one, and this is the Wild Weeds with the F4G. Now I'd already bung this together and set her up and painted her, and she's ready now for decals. So I thought, right, well, at the same time, if I'm decaling one, I might as well decal the other one. Oh, look at her, big old nose. Anyway, here they both are. So, like I say, this one's the F4G is finished paint wise. The F4E isn't. So I've got to do this one. So what I'll do is that you've seen it now, so you've seen where we're up to. So I'll get the F4E cleaned up, because obviously, like I say, I've only just literally clamped her all together today. Didn't get home from work that early, but I think I've only been there about an hour. So I just quickly bound her up, and that was it. Put a bit of glue on, and Bob's your uncle. But this one actually went together better than that one. And it's the same kit. All it is a different nose, and you get a different pod on the bottom to that one, the F4G. You get a big raised lump here for an aerial antenna, and there's a couple of other little aerials that go on in the centre line of the fuselage up here. So it's like there's a hole there, one there, and one there. So yeah, so they got to be put, but they'll be put on last. The aerials I had on the F4G were put on, but oh mate, I tell you, I had a bit of trouble keeping them on when they tell you to put on, because you have to put them on because of these little lumps here. So where you've got these little bulges, the aerials sit on top of there. So the bulges you put on, and then you think, right, all right, that'll be it. And then all of a sudden, you find you're snapping aerials off, and they're getting bent. And what would have been better was to either mould those lumps on, or and then drill a hole in them, and then just plump the aerial on, leave the aerial separate so you can put them on last. That would have been a better idea, but it doesn't really matter, because if you're careful enough, you won't. But I'm a little bit clumsy. The other thing was with this particular one is that on the front there, I don't know if you can see it here, but see that little white mark? Right, that's another one of these two. So there should be 3 of them, so there should be one there. All it is a little blade area. It's just a little rectangular blade area. There's also one on the tail. They don't all have them. And I thought this one didn't have them. I didn't think it had the ones on the tail, and I definitely didn't think it had 3 down here. So you got the 2 there and the 1 there, as you can see like that. I didn't think it had it. But again, I looked in my source book and they were on there. They're not hard to find. Just get a piece of, thin card and just snip some tiny little strips off and then cut into rectangles and there you go, and then you've got it done, sort of thing. So the only hardest bit now is to get the 2 aerials back on here, but in that e-kit comes this aerial here, so it's easy to snip it off and glue it on this one when it's done. The other one, I can't remember what this one looked like now. I think it was just a little tiny blade area. Again, you can get it on. I've just broken it. Look. Anyway, it's an easy fix. So so that's literally what I'll do is get all that stitched up and sewn up and get this one back ready for decals. So that's that. So just to bring you bang up to date with the 4E. I've sealed it together today, and then what I'll do is I'm going to have a little go at seeing how well I can, because the whole thing's got to be sprayed grey first, and then you add the camo pattern afterwards. So I'll have a go and see if I quite like it. It is the right colours that I've got for it, but sometimes the paint fades a bit in some of the photos. It shows up like a little bit of a lighter grey. So I might experiment with spraying the actual grey, because when you use the 301, that's the correct colour for it, and in a lot of them pictures that it is that colour, but some pictures it looks like it's got this, a 305, but it's not that light. So if I put a little bit of that in that, I might just get the right colour. You never know. I don't know why I'm looking over here. The bloody camera's over here. Stupid ass. So anyway, so I've got to pick up my bloody tail fin and get some wire and glue it back on. Oh, a nose has just come off, but I ain't glued it on. So part 5 will be paint. So I'll paint it, but I probably won't get it done this weekend. I've got a house full of kids, and it's always best to do it without being out in a house full of kids. So there we are. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm just explaining the reasons why. So as soon as I find out how to edit this bit at the end of number 4, part 4, I'll get it up and bang it on. But hopefully that'll be done before part 5. I mean, I've had a look at a lot of these editing things, and I must admit I can't see how you can. I must be picking the wrong ones, and they're like, you can't edit over the top with music or cut. It's cutting the wrong end of the video off, and I'm kind of getting a bit flustered with it. So but as soon as I have sorted it out and got the video how I want it, then because it's the only thing, working with iPhones, they're all right, you get good HD on them, but as soon as bloody someone calls you, it comes up on the iPad, so I answer on there. Of course, you can't pause it on the iPhone, because if I push that button now, it'll just stop. Anyway, I'm blabbering now. I'll get it sorted. Somehow I'll get it sorted. I'll post part 4 up, shows you how to do the cockpit, and then part 5 will, unless I think that, putting certain bits of it together might want to be a case, because obviously I've glued the fuselage off at the bottom half now, so that was really, there was nothing majorly difficult in that. It was just putting the 2 halves and bang, and then using a bit of tape to hold it together as such. The back end, the there it is there. So the back end I've painted. I think that was part 1. So I've devised a way now that when this goes on, it can slip under there. There's a peg under here. Well, I've cut it at an angle so that when this goes on, it'll just go on and it'll go click, and then that'll be it. And you won't have to pull it out, and that'll give you a nice clean line away from the metal surface to the painted surface. It's a bit like this at the back. That's why I haven't stuck the tone on, so I can take this off. There's a little parachute exhaust thing that sits at the back, fuel dump that sits there. And you've got the parachute cover, housing cover that sits on the back. So that'll all be painted. Right, I'm not going to bore you anymore. That's 10 minutes or 11 minutes of me talking and shit. But anyway, thanks for all your subscribes, and yeah, thanks for your likes, and thanks for your questions, and thanks for your compliments as well. Yeah, that was very nice and very kind of everyone that took part in that. You know who you are, because I've answered you back. So yeah, if you like this kind of thing, this is only a short video just explaining why part 4 isn't up at the moment. So as soon as my autistic head sorts it out and I can get it sorted, then I'll bang part 4 up, and then I'll do part 5 probably next week, because I think I'm off in the middle of the week. I'm due a shift change, so however, whenever that falls into place, I'll be hopefully soon be doing a 5 and 3, which will give me a bit more of a relaxing time to get, you know, kind of this done. And then yeah, and then we just look forward to finishing her off, and you know, and yeah, and seeing what the end result looks like. Hopefully it won't be bloody disappointing. Here's the second eldest, Enid. Hang on a minute, I'll just finish off here. So yeah, so anyway, best of luck to all of you. Give us a thumbs up and a like if you like it. If not, tell us why. But other than that, enjoy yourselves. Take it easy. See you in the next one.